Be strong.
Okay students, in our previous class, we learned about the what is a malnutrition and malnutrition related diseases. All we are learned in our previous class. Now we are going to discuss on about the vitamins and vitamins deficiency have means what type of diseases will be occurred in the human beings. We have to discuss all those now. So here if you see the vitamins means who was discovered the first time. Who was discovered the first time means actually the vitamins are nothing but actually if you are take the proteins or carbohydrate or fat you have to take it means these components are very important and required to our body. And why they are required to our body means they are helping in the formation of muscles. Some are helps in the liberating energy for us. But when you are taking the vitamins means these vitamins are not liberate any energy or not helps in the muscle formation also. But what is the importance and why we are taking these vitamins in our food and why we are taking in our food means actually these vitamins are very important to our body. Why they are important to our body means actually these vitamins are nothing but organic compounds. These are the organic compounds. And here if you see these vitamins are actually we are also in the beginning actually we are calling them as a vital amines. We are called as a vital amines. We are called as a vital amines. Vital amines means what? Vital amines means they are actually we have two definitions for the vital amines. If you take the vital word you have to take it means yes in the Latin word. Latin word vital means alive. Latin in the word for in the Latin language vital means is a life. For example, if you are taken the any human being life want to survive means here these amine groups will be required. So that's why we are calling them as a vital amines. And another name was have a vital means important amines. Important amines means which are the amine groups are helping to our body and they are must and should require to our body. They are called as a vital amines. We are called them as a vital amines. But these vitamins are not liberating any energy and they are not they are not giving any muscle formation but they are required. Why they are required means these vitamins are helps in the metabolic activities. They are helping in the metabolic activities. Metabolic activities means what? For example, if you take in our body means in our body we can be able to see the lot of chemical reactions will be presented. For example, if the chemical reactions are want to occur means we have already discussed that one. If the chemical reactions are want to occur means they must and should we require the enzymes. We are required the enzymes. For example, some of these enzymes are most probably they have in the form of an inactive form. Inactive form means they can't able to do the any work. But when these vitamins are go and combined with them means they become as an activate. They become as an activate. In that time what happens means when these vitamins are make them to activate means these enzymes are participated in the metabolic activities. That's why we are required the vitamins. We are required the vitamins. And what is the source for this vitamin? Source means from where onwards we are getting. Where onwards we getting means actually if you see these vitamins are most natural and most probably synthesize our body. Synthesize means our body only able to prepare them. How our body will be able to prepare them means inside of our body we can able to see the some of the useful bacteria will be presented E. coli and that E. coli only synthesize the some vitamins and some of the vitamins will be formed in the process of metabolic activities. But if you see the another source for the vitamins is a food. Another source for the vitamins is a food. One is a synthesized in our body. Second one is a basin by the help of the availability of the food. Our body can able to get the vitamins. And here if you see means historical background. Historical background means who was discovered these vitamins first time. Who was discovered these vitamins means the first person discovered the vitamins was H.G. Hopkins. The name of the vitamins was who was discovered means H.G. Hopkins. Actually, if you take this person means in the year of 1912, here was noticed that there is a one important amine group he was observed in the milk. And he was seen that amine group means actually it is not a carbohydrate, not a protein and not a fat also. But that component was required to our body. And why it was required means it will be protecting our body from the some things onwards. And he was noticed that one only. So here if you see means he was observed one more thing. This vitamin this component was not liberating any energy. But it was required. So then he was noticed that one and he was given a name for the amine group as an accessory factor. He was named to them as an accessory factor. Accessory factor means it was required and it was helping to us. So that's why it was named to them as an accessory factor. In that same hero name, there is a one more person. Have that person name was a Funk, and he was observed of some more things in the vitamins. And what he was observed means, actually if you take the Japanese, in the Japan country, some sailors will be sailing on the sea water. Sailing time he was noticed them, they are facing the one disease. And what is the disease means? A beriberi. It was seen them in the beriberi. And actually if you take the beriberi disease, why it will be comes for them means B1 deficiency. Actually if you take the B1 means where it will be presented more means it will be presented more on the husk of the rice and wheat. Rice and wheat. For example, if you take the rice or paddy, or you have to take the wheat. When they are cultivated after, you have to take them means it will be little bit brownish in color. And most probably in the mills, what they will be doing, they are doing for them as a polish. Polish doing time, what happens means from the rice onwards, a small layer will be removed. That one only we call as husk. But that husk will be contain the B1 vitamin is a more. So when the B vitamin will be removing by the polishing of rice, there will be B vitamin will be lost. So that's what happens is they are badly impacted with a beriberi disease, and he was absorbed by the fungal. And he was noticed that there is a one component, the amine group will be presented, that one will be protecting us from the beriberi disease onwards. And he was named to them as they are the more important vital amines. That's why he was named to them as a vitamin. He was named to them as a vitamin. He was named to them as a vitamin. In the gradually it will be going on time. This E word will be removed. E word will be removed. And E word removed after, it will be turned into vitamin. It will be turned into vitamin. Now we are calling as a vitamins. This is the historical background on about the vitamins. So here if you take the vitamins means these are the organic compounds and very essential amine groups, and they are not liberate any energy, and in the muscle formation also they are not playing any role, but they are important in the metabolic activities, and they are protecting us from the some diseases onwards. Who was first time observed these vitamins means H.G. Hopkins. In the milk there is a accessory protein was presented, and that one he was named to them as an accessory factor. Later there is a one more scientist came and his name was Funk, and he was observed that in the Japanese sailors they are badly suffered, impact with the beriberi disease. Why they are badly impacted means they have removing the husk of rice, they are removing the husk from the rice onwards. So that's why they are impacted with the beriberi. So they was noticed that there is a B vitamin will be important, and there will be key role in the protecting us from the beriberi disease onwards, and you only termed as a vitamin. And later what happened means this vitamin word onwards he was removed, and it was calling as now as a vitamins. So here this is on about the historical background on about the vitamins. So now how many types of vitamins we have? How many types of vitamins we have means actually here the vitamins basing on the solubility. Solubility means in the dissolving basing on them we are classified the vitamins into two types. For example, here we see the two types of the vitamins. One is in a fat soluble vitamins. Second one is in a water soluble vitamins. One is in a fat soluble vitamins, another one is in a water soluble vitamins. In the fat soluble vitamins we are seeing as in A, D, E, K vitamins. A vitamin, D vitamin, E and K vitamins we are seeing in the fat soluble category. In the water solubility we can able to see the B and C. We are able to see the B and C. Now we have to discuss the fat soluble vitamins, then we discuss about the water soluble vitamins. So basing on their solubility, vitamins are classified into two types. What are those two types means? Fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. First we have to discuss on about the fat soluble vitamins. So in the fat soluble vitamins, how many types we are seeing here means here we are seeing the four types. What are those means? A, D, E, K vitamins. And here I wrote the some tableau form like I wrote here. And here if you see means here I wrote the vitamin chemical name, and the deficiency means what type of disease will be comes, and the next one is a resource, source where onwards it will be available to us. Those are I wrote here. But examination point of view, you have to remember these two only. No need of the resource. In the examination most probably they are not asking the resource. They are asking only about the vitamin and their chemical name, and deficiency means what type of disease will become. These two only you have to keep it in your mind, and you have to remember them. So here if you see means the first vitamin. What is the first vitamin means? The first vitamin is a retinol. What is the first vitamin? The first vitamin name is a retinol. Chemical name we have for them, and the chemical name we are calling as a retinol. And here if you see means if this vitamin we are not taking as in a proper quantity means before only we have said that. So if you are not taking a proper quantity means what type of diseases will be comes for us. What type of diseases means first one is a night blindness. What is the first one? Night blindness. For example, if you take the retinol means how it will be helping to us. How it will be helping to us means, for example, if you are taking your previous classes, there we learn about the sensory organs. In the sensory organs lesson time, we are seeing the two cells in the eye. What are the cells we are seeing in the eye means we are seeing the rods and cones here. We are seeing the rods and cones here. So here if you see the rods and cones are contain the some pigments in them. What pigments we are seeing in them means we are seeing in them as a rhodopsin and iodopsin. We are seeing the rhodopsin and iodopsin pigments. For example, if you see means those rhodopsin and iodopsin pigments are want to form. They want to prepare in our body means you are must and should require the retinol. For example, if you are not taking a proper amount of retinol, proper amount of vitamin A in your food means there is a no proper formation of retinol and there is a no proper formation of iodopsin and rhodopsin. So when there is a no proper formation of rhodopsin and iodopsin means what happens? There is a no cone cells and rod cells. So when there is a no rod cells and cone cells means what happens means they are become as in a blind. Especially this kind of problem we are not seeing the completely blind, they are the partially blind for them. Partially blind means especially in the night time they cannot able to visible for them and they cannot able to identify any objects. So that's why that condition we are called as a night blindness. That condition we are called as a night blind. So here if you see means the vitamin A chemical wise we are chemical name for them as a retinol and they are required for the formation of rhodopsin and iodopsin. And this rhodopsin and iodopsin will be helping to us in the vision of our eyes. So here when you are not taking a proper retinol means what happens is it will be partially affect our eye vision. That's why they are badly impact with one disease that one we call as a night blindness. And the next one here I am called right as a xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia means what? Xerophthalmia means what means nothing but for example if you are taking your eye means here we can able to see the some muscle like structure will be presented there and that place what we are able to see. What we are able to see here means here we can able to see the one gland will be presented. What is that gland name means that gland name was lacrimal glands. Actually what is the gland name? Lacrimal glands. For example if you see these lacrimal glands what they will be doing. What they will be doing means for example somewhere you are going on somewhere you are walking on the road. When you are walking on the road means unfortunately some dust will be raised in the head. And when you are seeing those objects at time, what happens? Those dust particles will be fall in your eyes. Fallen means immediately what happens? Your eyes will become some water lake, some fluid will be released. And how it will be releasing means here we can able to see the lacrimal glands will be presented. They always keeping our eyes as in a wet condition. At the same time, any dust particles or any pathogen or any contaminated air fallen in our eyes means in that time these lacrimal glands are started the secreting. So when these lacrimal glands will be secreting means that fluid, water like fluid will be come. In the common language that water like fluid we call as a tears. But if you see that water like fluid means in this water we can able to see the 90% as a water only. But remaining 10% we can able to see the NaCl. NaCl means sodium chloride. This sodium chloride what they will be doing means any pathogen any microbe will be have means that microbe will be make them to kill. In the same way in that one we are able to see the one more cell organelle will be presented. That organelle name was lysosome. What is that organelle name? Lysosome. So in case any pathogen or any microbe will be entered into air means these lacrimal glands will be stimulated and they will be keep your eyes as free from the microbes. So this is the major function of the lacrimal glands. But here they have one more condition. When you see these lacrimal glands means they are not continuously releasing but always keeping your eyes as a wetting condition. But if they are not taking a proper amount of the retinol means what happens means these lacrimal glands will be stop the secreting. Stop the secreting means what happens? There is a no water like fluid. When there is a no water like fluid means what happens? Your eyes will be become as in a dry. The eyes become as in a dry. So when their eyes are become dry means what happens means here we can able to see the pupil will be presented, pupil, and in front of the pupil we can able to see the cornea will be presented. That cornea will be become as a dry and they cannot able to see the any object as in a properly. So that's why that condition we called as an a xerophthalmia. We are called as an a xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia means nothing but here the dryness of our eyes are called as an a xerophthalmia. And why it was causing to us means here there is a no proper secretion of lacrimal gland. So here retinol vitamin will be have for our required for our eyes, and why it was required means here this retinol will be helping in the formation of rhodopsin and iodopsin. When there is no formation of rhodopsin and iodopsin means it will be badly show the partial blindness in the night time, and it was called as a night blindness. At the same time it will be make our cornea as a dry. Why? Because it make them as an inactive of our lacrimal glands and is called as a xerophthalmia. And do you know that this vitamin retinol once you are taken into our body means how many days it will be stored in our body? You know that how many days it will be stored means approximately it was stored in our body as a 6 to 9 months. How many months it will be stored? 6 to 9 months. That's why every 6 months, I mean actually they have an organization in our India. That organization name was NIN. What is the name of the organization? NIN, National Institute for the Nutrition. I mean what is the full form of the NIN? National Institute of Nutrition. These organization what they will be doing means every 6 months for the who are going to the schools, for them they are giving as a vitamin A contaminated drops for them. So 6 months, why they are giving 6 months giving a break for them means here every 6 months giving means they will be once given to them means that vitamin will be stored in their body 6 or 9 months. That's why they every 6 months they are giving means they have a deficiency of vitamin A will be cured and they never caused the night blindness or xerophthalmia. So here if you see the retinol, I mean vitamin A, what is the source for them? What is the source for them means here we can able to see the leafy vegetables, carrot and liver oils they are presented. Before all I said for you resources are not important, we have to keep it in our mind. Vitamins and deficiency disease only we have to keep it. And here if you see the retinol vitamin in the source is a food source, what means leafy vegetables and carrot and liver oil, okay. But is the availability was actually if you are take the availability we are taking a food from the animals and plants onwards. When you are taking animals means the vitamin A directly available for them. I mean they are only animal food onward directly we are taking. But here there is a one more important, this vitamin A in the plant not available to us in the form of a retinol. How it will be available to us means here in the plant this vitamin A was have in the form of a keratin. It will be have in the form of a keratin. Actually this keratin where it will be present more. This keratin will be presented more in the carrot. It will be presented more in the carrot. The carrot is a good source for the vitamin A. For example, if you take the keratin in our food means that keratin will be entered into our body, after later it will be converted into retinol. It will be converted into retinol. So this is on about the vitamin A. What is the next one means the next vitamin is in a vitamin D. What is the next vitamin? Vitamin D. And what is the chemical name for the vitamin D means the chemical name for the vitamin D is in a calciferol. What is the name of that? Calciferol. And here if you see that vitamin A, retinol we are calling them. And the same time they have one more name for them, anti-xerophthalmia. We are calling as an anti-xerophthalmia. Why we are calling as an anti-xerophthalmia means it will be protecting us from the xerophthalmia onwards. That's why we are calling as an anti-xerophthalmia. Similarly, vitamin D we calling as a calciferol. And is there any another name for them? Means we have another name for them. What is the name of for them means we are calling the calciferol as a sunshine vitamin. We are called as a sunshine vitamin. And we are calling with the one more name also, free vitamin also. We are calling as a free vitamin. And why we are calling as a free vitamin means it was available in the form, I mean actually it was available in the by the help of sunlight. By the help of sunlight it will be available to us. I mean here so many people are thinking that when the sunlight will be contain the vitamin D, when it will be fallen on our body means that vitamin D will be entered into our body and it was giving, I mean it will be deposited in our body. People are thinking that, but actually it was wrong. When you are taken the sunlight will be contain the UV rays. It will be contain the UV rays. In our body we can able to see the cholesterol will be presented. Cholesterol will be seen that. For example, if you see that this is the cholesterol levels, I mean this is the cholesterol in our body means when the sunlight will be fallen in our cholesterol, means what happens means this cholesterol will be synthesized the vitamin D. I mean some of the cholesterol will be go on to the conversion of vitamin D. So that's why we are calling the vitamin D as a sunshine vitamin. Here the availability, for example, retinol want to take means we have to take these food component. But when you are taking a vitamin D, we no need to take anything. Already some cholesterol levels will be present in our body. Actually, if you take the cholesterol levels, how much quantity will be present in our body means in between the 40 to 60%, 40 to 60 millimeter for the Hg have means it will be normal quantity. But more than have means it will be problematic, and we have some other problems we have to discuss in the next class. So here calciferol will be how it will be occurred. I mean how it will be available to us means when the sunlight will be fallen on our body means here some of the cholesterol will be synthesized the vitamin D. It will be synthesized the vitamin D. And what is the use of this calciferol and how if they are not having means what happens? We are badly affected by the rickets and osteomalacia. We are badly affected by the rickets and osteomalacia. What is the rickets? Rickets means actually if you take the vitamin D, how it will be helping to us means when you are taking a vitamin D, it will be entered into our body after. Here in the small intestine, we can able to see the villi will be presented. That villi will be absorbing the nutrients. So when our food will be passing in the in the small intestine time, in that food we can able to see the calcium mineral will be presented there. That calcium mineral want to absorb means we require the vitamin D. So calcium will be how it will be helping to us. How it will be helping to us means it will be helping in the bone formation. For example, if there is no vitamin D, what happens? There is no proper absorption of calcium. When there is no proper absorption of calcium means what happens? The people who are growing children, in those members the bones will be not have any proper structure. Proper structure means those bones will be grown as in a curve shape. Curve shape it will be grown. And that kind of disease we call as in a rickets. It especially we can able to see in the growing children. And if you are to take the who are already grown adults, in those members what happens is those members bones become as in a thin and become as in a so weak. And that's why what happens is when they are working time only their bones will be broken. And that condition we call as an osteomalacia. We call as an osteomalacia. And which food it will be available means it was available in the liver, egg and butter. It will be available in the liver, egg and butter. So about the vitamin A completed and about the vitamin D completed. Now we have to discuss on about the tocopherol. What is the next vitamin? Tocopherol. I mean it was called as a vitamin E. If you take the retinol means anti-xerophthalmia we are calling. When you are taking as a D means we are calling as a what we calling? We calling as a sunshine vitamin or free vitamin. For example, vitamin E what we calling means we are calling the vitamin E as a beauty vitamin. We are calling as a beauty vitamin. And why I mean here we calling as a beauty vitamin. Why we are calling as a beauty vitamin? Beauty vitamin why we are calling means for example every vitamin will be playing a key role. If you see your previous class lesson animal tissue, there we can able to see the epithelial cells. Epithelial cells means where it will be presented. We have to take the thelial cells. Thelial cells means what? Where you have to see the thelial cells will be covering layer for the organs and some other things. For example, basing in the origin, we are classified the thelial cells into three: epi, meso, endothelial. Epithelial means upper layer. Meso layer means it will be present in the middle. Endothelial layer means it was present in the innermost layer. So here epithelial cells are want to become form and want to become look shiny means there we require the vitamin A. So when the epithelial cells are more good and they have more cells are dividing there means there we can able to see the new cell formation. So new cell formation will be how means what happens? Their skin will be so shiny. So shiny means they become as in so glorious. So that glorious how it will be happen means by the help of tocopherol. So that's why we are calling the tocopherol as a beauty vitamin. And where it was presented means it was presented in the spore related seeds and fruits and meat it will be presented more. That's why who are eating the fruits they will be looking so shiny. That is the reason for that. And the next one. So here if the tocopherol will be not taken properly means what happens? Fertility disorders. Fertility disorders means who are having a male for them they are unable to release the sperm. In sterility will be comes for them. And sterility will be comes for them. Even you have to take the female means for them as in abortions like will be happen. That's what we call as fertility disorders. And the last vitamin is a K vitamin and its a chemical name is a phylloquinine. Phylloquinine. So here if you take the phylloquinine, how it will be helping to us? How it will be helping to us means it will be helping in the blood clotting. It will be helps in the blood clotting. For example, if you are not taking a properly vitamin K in our food, means what happened? When your any injury will be happen, I mean any wound will be having in our body, means in that body wound onwards the blood will be coming into the outside. For example, if you are not taking phylloquinine properly, means phylloquinine how means what happened means in case any injured or any ruptured how means that rupture will be covered, I mean the blood will be clotted. Clotted means what happened inside onwards the blood will be not coming into the outside. But if you are not taking a properly phylloquinine means there is a no formation of blood clotting. So there is a no blood clotting formation means what happened? Any rupture will be have means from there onwards the blood will be continuously going on into the outside. We have a limited quantity of blood in our body. How many liters we have means 5 or 6 liters in between they have. For example, if any wound or rupture or injured have means from the body onwards the blood will be going on into the outside. Even you are experienced also sometimes when you are playing in the ground. Sometimes you are unfortunately fallen. When you are falling time, any rupture have means there onwards some blood will be coming on the outside. You have to see some of the, some time complete after you go and see is, if you have to observe that rupture means there we can able to see that some clotting like will be happen. Why it will be happen means there is a vitamin K. That vitamin K will be helping in the formation of one protein, prothrombin. That prothrombin will be formed means that prothrombin will be helps in the blood clotting. If there is a no phylloquinine, there is a no prothrombin. There is a no prothrombin means what happen? Blood clotting will be delayed. So that's why if your phylloquinine not have means delay our blood clotting. Delay our blood clotting. So where it will be available means leafy vegetables and milk. So these are the vitamins we are seeing as a fat solubility vitamins. In the next we have to discuss about the water solubility vitamins. Okay students, now we are going to discuss about the water soluble vitamins. In water soluble vitamins we are seeing the two vitamins here. What are those means? One is a vitamin B and one is a vitamin C. In the vitamin B we are seeing the different types here. What are those means? From the B1 to B12. In the middle we can't see the B4 and B8 and B10 and 11. So here if you take these vitamins have a scientific chemical name for them, and if you are not taking a properly means we are affected by the one disease. Availability what is the source for the vitamins means here not required. In examination point of view we have to keep it in our mind as a chemical name and the disease only. Okay, so here if you take the vitamin B we are seeing the different types here. First one is in a B1. B1 chemical name what means? B1 chemical name is in a thiamine. Actually if you take the thiamine means where it will be available to us means it was available to us in the husk of rice and wheat. For example, if you are seeing that nowadays most of the members what they are doing is they are doing for the polishing for the rice. So when they are doing a polishing means what happened? The upper layer of the rice grains will be removed. So when the upper layer removed means what happened means there onwards the thiamine will be removing. So thiamine not taking a properly means what happened? We are affected by the beriberi disease. What is the beriberi disease? Beriberi disease means nothing but here beriberi disease means some people are getting some nerve related problems, especially their members will be getting the muscle fatigue. Muscle fatigue means nothing but here these people are lost the contractions of muscles. That's why they are affected badly by the cardiovascular problems, heart related problems, and that condition we call as a beriberi. That is all about the vitamin B1. And where it will be available means it was available in the husk of rice and wheat. And the second vitamin what means? Second vitamin is in a B2 and its a chemical name is in a riboflavin. If you are not taking it properly, the riboflavin means what happened to us? What happened to us means actually glossitis. It will be affected by the glossitis. In your textbook if you see means they given a glossitis and they are said that what they are given means there here we can able to see the mouth cracks in the lips. Actually it's a wrong one. Actually if you take the riboflavin means it was causing the glossitis one. But the glossitis is not related to the mouth cracks. Actually mouth cracks we are calling as a chelosis. We call as a chelosis. Chelosis means for example if you are not taking a properly riboflavin means what happened means here in the corners of these leaves we can able to see some crack like will become. So here if you see means those are called as a chelosis. We are called as a chelosis. What about the glossitis means when you are taking some member's tongue, on there we can able to see some bubble like structures will be coming and it will be looking to us in the so reddish color. For example, if you are taking any food, I mean chilli contaminated or very chilli contaminated food we are taking, means they are immediately become as in a painful for them. So that condition we call as a glossitis. Their tongue will be become as in a small wounds and ruptures will be have for them. So that condition we call as a glossitis. Even they for them here in the lips region we can able to see the cracks, and that one we call as a chelosis. So that is on about the vitamin B2. And the next one is so next vitamin is on about the vitamin B3. B3 chemical name is niacin, and it was causing the disease to us as a pellagra. If you take the pellagra, means it was associated with the three more problems. What are those three means? First one is diarrhea. Diarrhea means, what is that one means? Some people will be lost the water from their body onwards. When they are losing the water from the body onwards, what happened? Some of the minerals also they are lost, and that condition we called as diarrhea. We are called as diarrhea. And if you see these members, skin will be have a small rashes and ruptures, and even we can able to see the small bubbles also comes. And even if you see, means it was totally looking as an ugly also, and that condition we call as dermatitis. We call as dermatitis. And the third one is dementia. Next one is dementia. Dementia means what happened to them means they are losing their memory. So these three are associated with the pellagra, and that is on about the niacin. And the next one is on about the vitamin B5. B5 we are calling as a chemical name was pantothenic acid. We are calling as a pantothenic acid. And what disease they are causing to us means they are causing the burning feet. They are causing the burning feet. What is the burning feet means? Actually they are getting the burning sensation for their feet. Burning sensation means they are getting the some pains to their feet, and that one only we call as a burning feet. So that is on about the B5. And the next one is a B6. Next one is a B6, and its a chemical name is a pyridoxine. We are calling as a pyridoxine. Actually, if you take the pyridoxine, means it was contain the ferrous. It was contain the ferrous. Ferrous means what is that ferrous? Actually, ferrous means what? Actually, if you take the every element, I mean every element you have to take means as a Latin wise we are keeping some names for them. Ferrous means in the common language we are calling as an iron. Iron is required to our body for the capturing of oxygen. So here if there is no proper iron in our body means they are affected by the anemia. They are affected by the anemia. So here if you see the B6 is a pyridoxine, and it will be contain the iron for them. If you are not taking a properly means what happened? Iron deficiency to our body. And that disease we are called as an anemia. We are called as an anemia. And the next vitamin is a B7. Next vitamin is a B7. And the B7 we are called as a biotin. And if you are not taking a properly, biotin means we are affected by the nerve disorders. Nerve disorders means here we can able to see the muscle fatigue. Muscle fatigue means here these people will be lost the muscle contraction. For example, if you see my palm means I can able to hold it. How it will be possible means by the help of the muscle contraction. For example, here we can able to see that in the muscles actin and myosin fibers will be presented. By the help of them I can hold it. I can able to contract my muscles. But if they have a nerve disorders means those people will be lost the muscle contractions. So this is on about the B7. And the next one is a B9. B9 we are called as a folic acid. For example, if you take the B9 in the folic acid, it was also contain the iron. I mean ferrous they are contained. So automatically you know that in the B6 pyridoxine, anemia, not have iron have in our body means anemia. Similarly B9 folic acid associated with the ferrous, I mean iron. So iron not have properly in our body means what happen? Anemia. It will be affected to us as an anemia. So here I want to clarify the one more thing. Who are having a pregnant ladies for them, if you take their medicines means sometimes on the medicines we are seeing the some names will be in the name they are giving as a pyridoxine and folic acid. Actually pyridoxine and folic acid will be prescribed for the pregnant ladies. Why they are prescribed for the pregnant ladies means these two are contain the iron in them. If you take the biotin means it was associated with the sulfur, and that will be helps in the formation of DNA and RNA. It will be a very long explanation, that much no need for you. That's why I am giving you a little bit of information. How much information you require, that much only I am giving for you. So biotin will be contain the sulfur and folic will be iron. So pyridoxine and folic acid, these two vitamins are prescribed for the pregnant ladies. Sometimes maybe in examination and maybe have some chance to ask. So next one is a B12. B12 we are calling as a cyanocobalamin. We are calling as a cyanocobalamin. And what disease they are causing means they are causing to us as a pernicious anemia. What disease they are causing? pernicious anemia. Sir, here you already given anemia and 2 times you are given, but here again you are given as a pernicious anemia. Pernicious anemia means what, sir? Pernicious anemia means actually it's quite different from these two. I mean anemia compared to them means it was quite different. Actually pernicious anemia means in our blood we can able to see the three blood cells will be 3 types of the blood cells we can able to see. RBC, WBC and blood platelets. For example, if you take these 3 cells have a certain lifespan for them. But here if you take the RBC means immature RBC. Immature RBC means, for example, if you take the bone, in the bone we can able to see the bone marrow will be presented. This bone marrow will be what they will be doing is they can able to produce the blood cells. But here if you see me who are have a deficiency of B12, these members who are have for them, those members bone marrow will be producing the RBC, but improper RBC, and that improper RBC what we calling means immature RBC. So in this immature RBC what happens means there is a no nucleus is absent. So when there is a no nucleus means what happened? Without completing their lifespan, before only they are ruptured. So number of RBC will be gradually reduced in our blood. That one we call as a pernicious anemia. And the last vitamin C. And the vitamin C we called as an ascorbic acid. And where it will be available means it was available in the citrus fruits more, oranges, lemon. And in these fruits we can able to see the vitamin C as a more. And if you see means what type of disease it will be causing means scurvy. What type of disease we are affected by this vitamin C means scurvy. So scurvy have means those numbers wounds are healing time, it will be taken more time. So this is all about the vitamins. So our first lesson is completed. So in the first lesson what we discussed up to now means we discussed about the what is a nutrition, types of nutrition. In the types of nutrition, autotrophic, heterotrophic we'll discuss that. In the autotrophic we learn about the photosynthesis. In the photosynthesis, light reaction and dark reaction. What is the chloroplast and chloroplast structure? Then we discussed about the different experiments, CO2, O2 and starch experiments, we discussed that one. And after that heterotrophic nutrition, different types of heterotrophic nutrition, parasitic, and then we discussed about the saprophytic and holozoic nutrition, about the human digestive system, about the malnutrition, about the vitamins, all we are discussed in this lesson. So your first lesson is completed.